consistent basis, whether it's twice a week, whether it's 3 times a week. But if you miss, twice a week or once a week, it probably does have an impact on your development and growth. And but then the child, if you think about it, the child goes back to the parent or the guardian without their physical therapy or speech therapy for that day. It must be very difficult for the child, but also for the parent and for the teacher. The teacher wants to be there with the child, providing that critical lesson plan in service, because the teacher is really dedicated and professional and compassionate. But the teacher probably feels as bad as anybody, knowing that he or she wanted to provide a critical service to a child, and they just weren't able to do that. That really that's why I think this conversation that Councilor Murphy brought forward is very important, because it's about the students, and when it's about the students, it's also about the teachers, and we want to make sure that the teachers are given every opportunity in assistance so that they can successfully deliver critical services and teaching to a particular child, especially a child in need. Those teachers are really unsung heroes as far as I'm concerned, that work with children with disabilities. But I know you're doing everything you possibly can, Johnny, and you're very dedicated and professional, and I want to acknowledge you and the people you work with, the teachers as well. So I don't have any further comments or questions. I'm not going to give a final closing statement, but I want to give Johnny an opportunity to give a closing. If you'd like to give a closing statement.
Okay. Yes, thank you again, Councilor Flynn and Councilor Murphy, for holding this hearing today. I'm also at a loss of words, because I had hoped that the administration would have been here to speak and explain some of the things that they have in place and why, which, like I said, our members aren't trying to break the rules or break the law. They just want to be able to be in their classroom teaching their students. Another thing, not to take us on another tangent, but another thing that wasn't mentioned before, we understand there's rules that we have to follow. I mean, even teaching the classroom, in the classroom, the students have to comply with certain things, and as adults, we have to comply with the rules of the city and with the parking on the streets. We aren't trying to overpower those residents in the neighborhood because they live there, and we deserve to be there. We understand they live there, and many of our members live in those neighborhoods too, and they wouldn't, accept that either. But we're looking to find some type of common ground where we can accommodate those educators so that they don't receive such huge fines from parking tickets, being towed, or even have to pay huge amounts to park in a garage nearby the school, and none of that they can write off on their taxes, but they don't get any type of reimbursement is what I'm getting at. And we're in the business of educating students, supporting students. The educators are held accountable for what the student learns, and when you take that time away from them, it hurts the child. I mean, we're penalizing the adults for parking, but we're also hurting children if they can't receive their services. Thank you.